So, I made some predictions about Secret of the Mimic, and it's been a few weeks, so I probably should, have a look back at them. I don't think anyone's going to find anything more in the files that might somehow squeeze another correct answer out for me. Yes, that is kind of why I've held off on this. But also to quickly address the two elephants in the room, yes, I am writing theories about the game, don't worry, that's going to be happening. And yes, I'm wearing a hat today. My hair refused to cooperate. So running through these 16 predictions I did before the game came out and doing them in the same order that I did them in the, pre-game video. Which means starting off with number 1, and straight away I've got one right. I have not gone 0% immediately, because Arnold is none of these people. And no, I'm not having anyone trying to claim that Arnold is actually somehow William Afton's pseudonym. He's not British. He's not William. And no, I'm not claiming I've actually tried to make that theory a reality. I'm just getting ahead of the curve before someone tries to make that theory and claim I'm wrong. And yeah, you're going to be seeing a few more red than green, I think, on this grid as we go through. So when I am right, I'm going to be defending it. Speaking of red, we're not going red for this one. We're going to a yellow, because this is a bit of a disputed one, because honestly, this might be the one where I'm arguing against me being right. I don't think we got an actual Trash in the Gang origin, despite the fact some people seem to think we did. I think they're usually referring to the, proto-mimics or mimiclings or whatever people are calling them. The, rubbish bins that have got legs on them that are supposed to be, mimic prototypes. I don't think that counts as Trash in the Gang. I get it, yes, it's a rubbish bin that, is being turned into an animatronic, so it kind of works, but I don't think that's actually Trash in the Gang. And again, some of the bits of, Edwin's inventions look a bit like Trash in the Gang, but I don't think we got a specific enough Trash in the Gang thing for me to claim it, but other people are claiming it. So this is sort of the one, that I think is most disputed over whether I'll be right or not. Like I said, I'm not claiming it, but I'm putting it yellow because I think other people will try to claim it for me. Please, yes, convince me that I was actually right. Number 3, and we're finally onto me getting something wrong. Unless I somehow completely missed this happening, nothing got, very, obviously bitten in a way that is, supposed to be a reference to, the bites that FNAF likes to do. So we're into the red for this one. And there's going to be a good chance that the ones where I'm wrong, I'm going to be trying to move on very quickly away from them. It's hard to talk about things that didn't happen. Fortunately, the next one is something that did happen. We actually found out what MXES stood for, and it became very clear to me that they came up with the acronym first, didn't they? I said it was going to be weird what the X would stand for. And X-Form? Really? Really? That was what you could come up with? You came up with MXES first, thought it sounded like a cool acronym, and then went, crap, nothing begins with X, does it? So they came up with X-Form. So yeah, I was right, it happened. I think that was, that felt like one of the safer bets it was going to happen. But I was also right that it was going to be clunky for whatever the acronym was because of that letter X. On to number 5, and no, this one didn't happen. We didn't get an on-screen death. We got a lot of on-screen dead bodies, which we kind of knew going in. We saw some of them in the trailer. There's more than you think as well. There's quite a few littered all over the place. There's literally, if you look straight up in the entrance bit, the entrance show sort of thing, there's one hanging right above you right at the beginning. But we didn't see the death happen, so it doesn't count for me in this. And another one, unless it's not been credited or anything like that, the voice cast was actually quite small for it. They obviously did the usual voice actor thing of getting them, each of them to do lots of different voices. And same with the British accent thing, because specifically with that, I was saying it had to be a person. I think I went through my head. I think we only actually got 5 human voices, and that's David, Fiona, Edwin, so the Murray family, and then Dispatch and Arnold. I think beyond that, we didn't actually get another human voice. All the rest were animatronics. And yes, none of those people were British, so I didn't get this one either. Now, this one I've put in a weird sort of orange because it's wrong. We didn't get a Ralph cameo, but we got a Ralph mention. So again, I'm not claiming this one as right. I'm not going to, go, oh yeah, I got, one more right than I actually did. But I didn't want to put it as outright red and wrong because I wasn't a million miles away. There was mention of a Ralph. We still don't know if it was the Ralph as well. But normally I go, oh, why would they use the name Ralph? This is not the same character. This is FNAF. There's about 27 Jeremys. We don't even know how many Michaels there are. Like, it could be one, or it could be more than one. Like, FNAF loves to reuse names for people that aren't the same person. Number 9, and we got the ball at least, but we didn't see the mimic throw it. It was just kind of sat there, like we saw the ball. So that reference was made, sort of, but we didn't actually see the mimic throwing it, so I can't claim it. And now number 10, the one where I am right for the wrong reason. So yes, obviously this is something that I will do a proper video talking about on its own because it merits its own discussion. But I said that Fiona would be dead because they wouldn't so obviously go against the story from Tales. I was very wrong about that, but the way I worded the prediction, I was right. So I get it for this. And this, like I said, I was right for the wrong reason. But this is also why I left the wording vague. Like, I thought that they might not say for sure that she did die in childbirth, but like they'd leave it open-ended. They definitely did not do that. But like I said, I am making another separate video talking about that. Like, that is literally one I've got the script written for already, so that one will be happening hopefully relatively soon. But that is getting discussed in its own video. So back to me being wrong again, because yeah, it's 1979. The whole thing is 1970. Like, we don't get any like sort of time jump or like weird little flashback sequence or flash forward sequence or anything. It is just the stuff in 1979, and we do know from some of the like background documents that it is 1979. So fundamentally, definitely wrong. And now this one, the one where I had to go back to the first video and check what I said, and I very categorically made it clear that if what happens, what I said, a thing that could happen did happen, I'd be wrong. I said if it's just a picture, it doesn't count. We only got Edwin in pictures. We didn't get a video or him physically in person. Like, I very clearly worded it in a way that says I have to put this down as wrong. Like, I initially put it as right when I was like going through, as obviously I'm playing through the game. I'm like checking these off as they happen, or like a few of them had question marks as I was going through. But yeah, this one, when I watched back the video, I went, no, I can't. Like, I made it very clear that this scenario would mean I was wrong. So basically, screw you, past Michael. Why are you making this harder for yourself? Now, number 13. I don't think this was an horrendous prediction to have made. I thought the way that we kind of did get stuff from William Afton was about what I expected. I thought that we would get like some sort of messaging from him in there, like there'd be some sort of communication from him, not necessarily directly to us, but that we would find. None of those mention Michael at all. There is no mention of Michael Afton. So yeah, I can't give myself this one, but my thought process as to how we could have got it did happen. Like, we did get some sort of communications from William Afton directly, or like, it's actually William Afton's mail stuff coming through. Now, number 14 was one of my bigger swings that, again, we didn't get. We got a lot of different things. It's like, hang on, that came that early in the timeline, or that came from Edwin Murray. Circus Baby is not one of them. We didn't get Circus Baby showing up anywhere in Secret of the Mimic, which I knew this was a bit of a big swing. I knew this was one of my sort of, like, if this happens, I think it's going to throw off a lot of people sort of things. We got a lot of those sort of things of, learning when and where things came from earlier on in the timeline. Circus Baby not being one of them, though. But yeah, like I said, it was a bigger swing that I got wrong. Speaking of big swings, this one counts. I am a confirmed genius. I am the FNAF genius. I got this right. I called this at the time it was going to happen. I am the guy who knows when we're going to get human robots. I've called this. Like, if you try to claim this doesn't count, you are wrong. This counts. This 100%. We're getting all this stuff where we're getting these videos where we're hearing Fiona talk, and then all of a sudden it pans over and it's a robot. We had no indication going into this that we were going to get Mimic thinking it's Fiona, because it's not just that the Mimic is like doing Fiona's voice or anything. The Mimic outright thinks it is Fiona. It gets, we get voice lines from it saying to Edwin, "It's me, it's Fiona." Like, I think it knows that it's a robot. It's not like it thinks it's an actual human, like it can see itself. But I think it thinks in itself that it counts as as Fiona. And no, I'm not saying that Fiona is definitely, possessing the Mimic in any way. Like, that is an entirely separate can of worms that I'm not opening right now, because Like, when I look in my notes, there are a few bits where I'm just like, there's some spooky shit going on, I think is the exact quotation from my notes. Actually, I thought I'd actually pull up my, notes, because I literally, as I was playing the game, wrote some stuff down. I went, oh, there's some haunted shit up in here, was the direct quote that I wrote down. There's some fun ones in here. A lot of question marks. I think one interrobang was included in this. My notes were fun, but most importantly, the thing to remember from this prediction was that I am a genius. Conclusive proof. No one can dispute this No one can take this from me. I have this one big swing that has happened once now. And yes, the thumbnail is probably going to just say, I am the FNAF genius. But thankfully, we've got one more prediction to talk about that brings me right back down to earth, because yeah, I got the ending of this completely wrong. It felt like, we were going to get something more conducive to figuring out how the Mimic got from where it is in Secret of the Mimic to where it is in Ruin, and we just didn't get that, to the point that we also don't really know what the canon ending is. I've got hunches, I've got an idea of what I think it is, but we still don't really know. It's not very obvious, and all of them feel like they leave the Mimic in, still out and about doing whatever the hell it wants, kind of. Except for the one where it ends up, thinking it's a child. But yeah, it most certainly was not taken to William Afton at all, even though William probably thinks that he is the legal owner of it at this point. And yes, don't worry, the William Afton being involved in this stuff is very much in my thoughts as well for my, whole thing of him still being British, because nothing in this game disproved that, by the way. But there we have it. I'm claiming I got 4 out of 16, 4 out of 16 here, a nice like 25%, which is pretty standard going for me with these, bingo prediction grids that I do. I've done it for all sorts of things, and I'm normally not very good. I know some people will claim I've got the 4 that I needed to make a line with the trash and the gang origin. If you want to give me the props for that, fine, I will accept it. But honestly, just getting this one right here is enough for me to claim that I am a genius. So I didn't need any more than that. I could have got 1 out of 16 and it was that one, and that's enough for me to claim that I win. But I just needed to get these predictions done and out of the way, see where I was before Secret of the Mimic, so I can now move forward to things after Secret of the Mimic. Like I said, I've got one talking about, this one and how I was right for the wrong reasons in a separate video. I've got the whole thing with, understanding what this means for the early parts of the timeline, that, a lot of it got shuffled around by this game, and some of it got completely thrown out by this game. So that's going to, take a little longer for me to fully wrap my head around. But stuff is happening on the channel from Secret of the Mimic and other stuff going forward. And hopefully I will see you when you're older.